Is the Coachella Valley real estate market finally giving buyers more power? Or are sellers still stronger than most people think? That's the big question this month. Because last month's numbers are giving us a mixed message. Single-family homes prices are down, condo prices are up, inventory is lower, sales activity is improving, and homes are taking about 70 to 80 days to sell. So depending on which number you look at, you could think the market is slowing down or quietly getting stronger. But here's the part most people miss. There's one number in this report that tells us whether buyers really have leverage or whether well-priced homes are still creating competition. I'll show you that number before the end of this video. So stay with me because this is where the market gets interesting. Let's go. Hey there, it's me, Stefan Burchard, the Desert Bowtie agent. I create content to demystify the greater Palm Springs region real estate market while sharing the perks and the realities of desert lifestyle. Because I love what I do, but more importantly, I believe real estate should be fun and easy. So let's simplify this month's market report. The biggest takeaway this month is simple. The market is not crashing, the market is not booming, the market is becoming more balanced. And honestly, balance is not a bad thing. Across the Coachella Valley, the median price for single-family homes is $675,000, which is down 6.9% from last year. So yes, single-family homes have softened a bit. But condos are telling a different story. The median condo price is currently $497,500, which is up 6% over last year. That means this is not a simple everything is up or everything is down market. It depends on the city, the price range, the property type. More importantly, it depends on whether the home is priced correctly. Because buyers are still buying. They're just being careful. Honestly, after the last few years, buyers being careful feels less like a crisis and more like everyone finally is taking a deep breath. So let's look at a few city highlights without making your eyes glaze over. In Palm Springs, single-family homes are just over 1.1 million, which is down 4.1% over last year. But condos are at 515,000, which is up 18% over last year. That tells us Palm Springs condos are still getting attention, especially from buyers who want lifestyle, location, and lower maintenance desert living. In Cat City, single-family homes are at 545,000, which is down 11.4% over last year, while condos are up slightly. In Palm Desert, single-family homes are just under 650, which is down 7.2% over last year, while condos are up slightly at 465,000. Rancho Mirage single-family homes are at 1.3, which is down 4.1%, while condos are still holding close to last year's numbers. Now, the standout this month is Indian Wells. Single-family homes are close to 2 million, which is up 18% over last year, and condos are also up sharply. But here's the bow tie-sized caution. In smaller luxury markets, one or two high-end sales can move the numbers quite a bit. So we do not want to overreact. But it does show that high-end buyers are still pretty active. Quinta is also showing strength, with single-family homes just over 1.1 mil, which is up 2% over last year, and condos are up 16% over last year. So the message is simple. Some cities are softer, some cities are stronger, and the best homes are still getting attention. This is why valley-wide numbers are helpful, but they're only the starting point. Your city, your neighborhood, and your price point matter. Now let's talk about inventory because this is where the story gets a little interesting. Currently, inventory is at 4,000 homes, which is down 18% from last year. That means buyers have fewer homes to choose from than they did a year ago. So yes, buyers may have more breathing room than they had during the wild pandemic market, but they do not have unlimited choices, and that matters. If a home is overpriced, it will sit. But if a home is priced well, shows well, and is in good location, it can still move and turn over fast. Sometimes a home does not have a marketing problem. Sometimes it has a pricing problem, wearing designer sunglasses by the pool. And in this market, buyers notice that. A month of sales is now 6.39%, just over 6 months, which is down 20.6% over last year. Let me make that simple. Months of sales tells us how long it would take to sell the homes currently on the market if no new homes came on board. A little over 6 months points to a more balanced market. Not a crazy seller's market, not a full buyer's market, more like a let's all be reasonable and make smart decisions market. Honestly, reasonable is refreshing. It may not make dramatic headlines, but it does make a better decision. Homes are now taking about 70 days to sell, which is only slightly higher than last year. So yes, homes are taking longer than they did during the faster market, but this is not a dramatic slowdown. This is a more normal pace. For sellers, this means pricing matters. You cannot just pick a number because it feels good and hope buyers line up at the door with flowers and financing. For buyers, this means you usually have more time to think, compare, and negotiate. But here's the key. More time does not mean forever. Good homes are still moving. Now here's one of the more encouraging parts of the report. The 3-month moving average for unit sales is 770 units, which is up 1.4% over last year. And the 12-month average is 632 units, which is up 4.12% over last year. That tells us buyer activity is improving. People are still buying homes. They are just being picky. They want value, they want condition, they want the right location, and they want the price to make sense. Shocking, I know. Buyers want value. What a plot twist, okay? But this is the heart of today's market. Demand is still here. It's just more disciplined. Now remember at the beginning I said that there was one number that tells us whether buyers really have leverage or whether sellers still have strength? Here it is. 27.7% of homes still sell above list price. That number is down about 12% from last year, so the market is definitely less aggressive than it was. But here's the important part. More than 1 in 4 homes still sold above asking. That tells us demand has not disappeared. It is just not showing up for every property. Buyers are not chasing everything anymore. They are chasing the homes that are priced right, show well, and feel like a good value. So if you're a buyer, yes, you may have more leverage. But if you find the right home at the right price, you may not be the only one who sees it. And if you're a seller, this is your reminder that the market will still reward a strong listing strategy, but it will not reward wishful pricing. That is the real story this month. What this means for buyers, if you are a buyer, the market gives you opportunity. You may have more time, you may have more room to negotiate, you may be able to ask for credits, repairs, and better terms, but you still need to be prepared. Get your financing lined up. Know your budget. Understand the city and the price range you are shopping in. Because when the right home shows up, you want to move with confidence, not panic and a half-finished pre-approval. That is not strategy. That is cardio. What this means for sellers, you are a seller, this market is still workable, but it is not the market where you can overprice your home and expect buyers to chase it. Today's buyers are serious, but they are careful. So your home needs to be priced well. It needs to show well, and it needs to be marketed pretty clearly. The goal is not just to be listed. The goal is to stand out. That is where strategy matters. The Coachella Valley real estate market is balanced, active, and more selective. Single-family homes are softer, condos are stronger, inventory is lower than last year, sales activity is improving, homes are taking about 70 days to sell, and more than 1 in 4 homes are selling above list price. So no, this is not a crash. This is a strategy market. Buyers have more room to negotiate, but they still need to be ready, and they need to act. Sellers can still get strong results, but they need to price it correctly, present well, and understand their competition. And as always, the value-add number only tells part of the story. Your city, your neighborhood, your price point, and your property type are where the real strategy begins. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in the greater Palm Springs area, I'd love to continue this conversation. Just click the link in the description below to schedule a call with me. Now, do me a favor, share this news with a friend or family member who's looking to buy or sell here in the Palm Springs region. And don't stop there. Check out my next video where I break down the 20 best things to do in Palm Springs. Till next time, stay toasty and keep dreaming. Bye. Buyers are not chasing every 497.5. There's one number in this report that tells us whether bill just under 650, just over 1.1. It just 1. So now, a pricing problem. But here's the bow tie. Yeah, that's right.